Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some wild rumors and news to talk about involving the Lakers. Everyone's talking about the possibility of Lonzo Ball making a return to LA, and what's even crazier is that this could come either through a trade or possibly even a buyout. Now, we all know the Lakers have been on the hunt for the right pieces to complete their championship contending roster, and Lonzo Ball, after his injury struggles and his time in Chicago, might be someone they're looking to bring back into the fold. But the big question is, would a Lonzo Ball reunion actually make sense for the Lakers? I mean, his time with the team wasn't exactly a picture-perfect success, and with his knee issues and rehab still up in the air, is he really the player LA needs right now? Well, in this video, we're going to break down everything why the Lakers might want him back, how a potential trade could work, what a buyout might look like, and what kind of impact Lonzo could have if he were to return. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's rewind for a second and remember the good old days of Lonzo Ball's early career with the Lakers. The hype was real back in 2017 when LA took him with the second overall pick in the draft. Lonzo came in with a ton of expectations, not just because of his basketball IQ, elite playmaking, and defense, but also due to his larger-than-life persona thanks to his dad, LeVar Ball. Lonzo was supposed to be the guy to help lead the Lakers back to relevancy after years of struggle. And honestly, while he had some really solid moments in LA, it just didn't work out the way they hoped. He had the potential to be a high-level point guard for the Lakers, but there were just too many inconsistencies in his game. After a couple of seasons, he was shipped off to New Orleans in the trade that brought Anthony Davis to LA, which no surprise was a deal that changed the Lakers' trajectory for the better. Lonzo played a key role with the Pelicans, showcasing his improvements as a shooter and, more importantly, as a floor general. His time in New Orleans looked like the start of something special, but injuries have held him back for the last couple of years, especially after his trade to Chicago in 2021. Now, here we are, a few years later, and the rumor mill is churning with talk that the Lakers are looking at ways to bring Lonzo back into the fold. Why now? Well, it's no secret that the Lakers could use a player like Lonzo right now. With LeBron James getting older and Anthony Davis struggling to stay healthy, the Lakers need more than just big-name stars. They need a point guard who can facilitate, defend, and space the floor. If Lonzo can stay healthy, he checks a lot of those boxes. His court vision is elite, and he's a fantastic passer in transition, something that could really help elevate LA's offense, especially when they get into fast break opportunities. LeBron, in particular, could benefit from a player like Lonzo alongside him. LeBron's ability to control the offense and create shots is undeniable. But if he had a point guard who could take some of that playmaking burden off of him and allow him to focus more on scoring and playmaking in the half court, that could be a huge advantage for the Lakers. Let's not forget Lonzo's defense, too. The Lakers were a top defensive team last season, and Lonzo could add another layer to that. His ability to guard multiple positions and disrupt passing lanes would fit perfectly with what the Lakers are trying to build. He could guard the opposing team's best guard, allowing players like LeBron and AD to focus on their own matchups without worrying too much about ball pressure on the perimeter. Plus, if you're thinking about how Lonzo fits with the current roster, we all know that LA is looking for depth and shooting. While Lonzo's shooting form has always been a topic of conversation, he's actually improved in that area significantly. He's become a solid three-point shooter over time, and adding him to a lineup with shooters like LeBron, AD, and maybe even a potential trade acquisition like Malik Beasley could open up the floor for everyone. It gives the Lakers another viable perimeter weapon, something that's been a struggle for them over the past couple of years. Now, let's talk about how this might actually go down. The first option the Lakers could pursue would be a trade, and that's a bit more complicated than just signing him off the buyout market. Chicago is still paying Lonzo quite a bit of money, and while they've had their struggles as a team, it's unclear if they're willing to part ways with him just yet. If the Bulls are looking to clear salary or move on from a player who's been injured for so long, the Lakers could swoop in. But it wouldn't be as simple as sending over a couple of bench guys for Lonzo. Chicago might want something of value in return, especially considering the contract Lonzo is on. This could open up some interesting trade scenarios for the Lakers. One potential trade could involve sending a player like Russell Westbrook, who's now with the Clippers, but the trade could still be in play if Chicago is looking for a veteran guard to help their young roster. The Lakers could send Westbrook's expiring contract along with a couple of draft picks or another role player. This would make sense for the Bulls, who could use a more aggressive, offensive-minded guard to complement their team. Westbrook's expiring deal means they don't have to commit long-term, while the Lakers get a playmaking, defensive-minded guard in return. Another trade option could involve something like Patrick Beverley and Talen Horton-Tucker heading to Chicago for Lonzo. Beverley is a dog on defense, and while he's not the playmaker Lonzo is, he could be a solid fit for a team like the Bulls that needs tough, defensive-minded players. THT could be an intriguing asset for Chicago as well. He's still young and has potential to grow into a more complete player, so they might be willing to roll the dice on his development. Meanwhile, the Lakers get their point guard who can guard and facilitate, and he's still young enough to grow alongside LeBron and AD. Of course, there are a ton of other potential trade scenarios out there, but those two come to mind as some of the most feasible. The bottom line is that a trade for Lonzo is possible, but it's all going to depend on how Chicago values him moving forward and whether they're ready to move on. But what if Chicago doesn't want to trade him? Or what if they decide that they don't want to take on more salary or risk him not recovering fully from his knee injury? That's where the buyout market comes into play. If Lonzo were to be bought out by the Bulls, he would have the chance to become a free agent and sign with any team, meaning the Lakers could potentially scoop him up without having to give up anything in return. This would be ideal for the Lakers, as it would allow them to add Lonzo without sacrificing any players or future picks. However, the competition would be fierce. There are plenty of other contenders out there who could use a player like Lonzo, and if the Lakers want to land him, they'd need to act fast. Now, what would Lonzo bring to the Lakers if he does make his way back? Well, if he's healthy, the potential impact is huge. You're talking about a guy who could make life easier for LeBron by running the offense, while also being an elite defender who could give the Lakers an even more formidable defense. Lonzo would also help spread the floor and create easy opportunities in transition, something the Lakers have struggled with in the past. Plus, with the Lakers' championship aspirations